So I already started thinning out some of the sprouts that we have, and today I definitely need to go and make choices on these others because, as you can see, once I thinned it, these really started growing much more. So, sad to destroy some of my little plants, but it's a task that needs to be done. So let's do it. So I first tried to just go ahead and thin them while they were still on my little shelf underneath the grow lights, but this proved to be not the easiest task. I just couldn't see them super well, and because the grow lights are only situated about 4 inches above the top of the container, there just wasn't a whole lot of room either. So I did the best I could, and then I decided to do a different method of that. All right, I decided a change of scenery was in order. I was struggling to thin these on the shelf, but they definitely need it. So here I am with the tomatoes. I try to just pick the ones that are standing up straight. A lot of these have started to bend. And I'm also looking for anything that might already be growing their little secondary leaves or anything where the stem looks more robust. Those are the things that I am kind of targeting as I do my thinning. But man, it just breaks my heart. Like this one looks so good. Um, but you just never know with seeds what's going to come up or not. For instance, the last time I planted parsley, it didn't grow at all. And I feel like I've done pretty much the same thing I did last time. Now it's been years, so hard to say for sure, but clearly I don't have that problem this time. I also don't know how I'm gonna thin these. It's ridiculous. Look how many there are. The seeds were very small. All right, so like I'm cutting myself some slack for that. But man, what a mess. What a mess. There we go. Just murdering my little baby plants. But, you know, the first time that I would only plant one seed in each pod, that'll be the time that nothing grows, you know? And then I'll be kicking myself because I didn't have the option to thin it. So, anyhow, it will be fine. Wow, see, these are already, I don't know if you can see from up there, but these already are growing those next leaves. The ones after the initial little, I sprouted. But all three of those are. Man, which one do I pick? Oh well. Oh well. Bye. Well, this one went way off to the side there. So there we go. This is all the tomatoes from this tray. Now for the parsley. I have no idea. I think I'll just try to gently. There's just so many, literally, it's like every seed came up. How is that possible? How? Alright, and I'm just gonna have to leave the little leaves on this because they are too many and too small for me to pluck them all without disturbing the roots. And there's even more coming up, so we're gonna have to do this again. So probably not tonight, but tomorrow night I think I'm going to have to cut these four um, away so that these guys and these guys can go on a different shelf. They're just getting to be much taller than the other seeds. And I'm going to have to raise the grow lights to accommodate particularly the autumn squash, which has come up. Um, and I just can't do that with these being so small. I feel like it reduces their chance of success. So I will be um, trying to find room for these taller plants on another shelf. Um, Lesson for next year, I think. I think this is a lesson for next year because, in hindsight, um, ooh, in hindsight, sorry, this one has three little leaves. Um, in hindsight, start my sentence for the third time. I needed to put a little bit more thought into how big the plants were going to be when I put the little sprouts together. Now, these lettuce seeds, I am going to thin them, but I don't, at least at this moment, plan on transplanting them outside. So, should even more come up, I will probably just let them stay because I don't need these to grow into like full heads of lettuce. I'm going to be consuming them inside before they get too big. They're almost like baby lettuce. So I'll thin them a little bit, but not too much. Only when they're growing on top of each other. There we go. So, ta-da! Another tray done. And I think I've got just one more to go.
All right, so this is the tray with the marigolds in it. It also has cress and chives over on the end, but at this point in time, they had not yet sprouted. Um, some of the marigolds that came up were sufficiently far enough spaced away that I thought maybe I could try to just transplant them to another area within the dirt setup there. Because in hindsight, I wish I had started more of these. So this gives me an opportunity to try to save them. I mean, worst case, they were already going to be thinned off. So if they don't continue to do well, then that's fine. It absolutely amazes me how fast the roots on these little seedlings have grown. Like I was not expecting that much like dirt and root mass to come up with that little guy. But regardless, I thinned out the ones that were definitely too close. And here I am trying to save another little seedling. Just looking and admiring how long the roots were on this. I mean, look at that. It's incredible. And so I just dug a little hole for it right there. It's a little next door neighbor to where it started. And I'm hopeful that these will continue to do well enough. We'll see. I mean, worst case, it wasn't going to go anywhere. So, overall, I think it's looking pretty good. I think I might try to transplant this one too. It was still kind of close, but I went ahead and plucked it up. It just had a couple little wimpy roots. So we'll see how that one does. When it doesn't have the more robust root structure I'm less confident in what will happen after I move it around. But got that done, and this was the last tray that we had to work on. I will have to come back and thin a few more